Now, through the miracles of modern technology, zany worldwide banner featuring Tom, Michelle, and Jim in an on-topic, off-topic free-for-all. Welcome to the Gun Talk After Show.
Let's see. A 22 rifle for Katie. Or 20-gauge auto for Christopher. Pair of engraved single-action 4440s for Mom. And an AR-15 for Grandma. Ho, ho, ho.
All the best to you and yours. From Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho.
And a happy Hanukkah too.
Yay! Round of applause.
That never gets old.
Hey, I love that thing, don't you? This is great, you know. And an AR-15 for Grandma.
I thought that was the best.
How do you not love that? Oh man! Hi guys.
Hi. How are you?
How's it going?
Well, I'm good. We did the kind of weird, kind of sad, kind of fun funeral service for Jim Clark yesterday. I mean, you got to know it's a little bit different when you put his casket in the back of his old pickup truck and you take it to the range and everybody gets to shoot. That'll work.
That was awesome.
Our kind of guy.
There was an AR-15 on the casket at the viewing. Randy Luth from, of course, Randy created DPMS. He walks in, he looks way down there with the casket. He says, I wonder whose AR that is. And then he walks in and goes, oh, good, it's a DPMS.
Just need to confirm the importance.
That's right. He had given Jim the rifle, and Jim said he wanted that one up there. I mean, they were good buddies, so it was pretty good. It was good. I mean, it's sad, but it was good stuff, and a lot of great stories being told about Jim and he was an amazing athlete. Just Kay, of course, Kay Clark Mitchell, obviously is Jim's sister. She said, "Yeah, one day we're going to be coming home from school," and he said, "Well, I'm going to stay late." I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm going to try out for the cross country track team." She said, "What?" He says, "Yeah, I'm going to try out." He didn't have any shoes, so he ran barefooted, cut his foot open while he was doing it, and qualified for the cross-country team.
Oh, my gosh.
He was just that kind of, he was one of those natural athletes. He was fast and limber and shot like crazy. He had like dozens of world championships. And then one thing that was interesting, you guys will like this. Logan, one of his sons, got up. He said, "You will notice that the championship stopped in early 1990s. He said, "That's because they suddenly had two young boys." And there you go.
He knows his priorities.
New dedication.
I got to tell you one other quick story that you guys will like. So Logan said, he said Logan was 13. He shot in his first junior match. It was a shotgun match. And he said, and I won. He said, and we're at, waiting for the awards banquet and all, and we got the numbers totaled up, and we got the award, and Dad says, "All right, it's time for us to go." He says, "What do you mean, Dad? I won. I'm going to." He says, "Yeah, I know. It's time for us to go." And he said, "Well, but I won." He said, "Yeah." He says, "But you see that kid over in the corner?" And he looks over, and there's this 13-year-old boy over in the corner. He's just sobbing. He's just crying. He says, "That kid has been trying to win this, working hard at it for 2 years. You came in, and the first time you shot in it, you won it. He needs this more than you do. We're gone."
Oh.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
It's an amazing network of family members, isn't it?
It really is. Just good people. And, we all know good people, and then there's some people who go, wow, that's really a standout group of folks. So there you go.
And then we have the other folks who think that, a kid should get a trophy for participating in world class.
Yeah. And we won't even get me started on. Well, I can't get it. I can't get him off of whatever. Let's. What was the game they were playing? I don't know.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Yeah, I can't get him off of Call of Duty. Really? Okay. Well, of course, if they're 13 and 16, that horse has left the barn.
Yeah,
you could have gotten control of that when they were 3 and 5.
Yeah.
But whose fault is that?
Try the outdoors.
Try the outdoors. Go out to the outside of the house. There's a big circuit breaker box out there. Flip that bad boy. He says, "Oh, good. What are we going to do now? Oh, we're going to talk, and we're going to read."
Then the kids will be. For Christmas they'll be asking for UPS.
That's right. That's right. Going to have Dad. We're getting solar for the house, right? Okay, good.
Oh goodness. Where do you want to go? You want to go to Alaska or Wyoming, Tom?
Ooh, both. They're good.
I like both. I've been to both states, and I like them a lot. Tell you what, let's take. I'm trying to find Alaska. Where's Alaska, guys?
Think
I'm not
north.
seeing it on my screen.
Think north, Tom. It's above Canada, a little to the left.
You're so helpful. I don't see Alaska.
Frank,
that's okay.
There's two last ones. He's the first.
Yeah, Frank has a question about a Browning 380 1911.
Well, let's go there. I can't see Frank, but let's go to Frank.
Here we
All
go,
right?
Frank.
Hey, Frank, how you doing, man?
Howdy. Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, happy Hanukkah to you and yours, and I bought my own Hanukkah present again.
And it is?
The Browning 1911 380. I do love it.
I'm curious. I'm curious about that gun. I have not shot it. I've had several people ask me about it, so this is your chance to tell us all about it.
Well, I can tell you all about it, except not for accuracy, because as you might guess, it's cold up here. And outside I'll be shivering, so I'll wait till the springtime to check it for accuracy.
Wait.
You can't open a window?
I was going to say, you don't shoot from the inside out?
I wish. No, but I do love it. It's a little bit bigger than the Kel-Tec 380 or the Ruger 380. Mm-hmm. The magazine holds 8 rounds as opposed to 6 with some other 380s. Yeah, it's longer in each dimension than the ultra-compact 380s, but it's not wide. It's a single stack, so people with small hands will actually enjoy shooting it.
And, of course, it's got the single-action trigger, which a lot of us really like. How is the trigger on that gun?
Oh, I think it's, considering the times we live in, it's more than acceptable.
That's a good way to put it. Litigation times, yes.
Yeah, but it's not 9 pounds. Just off the top of my head, I'd say it's about 5 to 6 pounds.
All right, if you would, tell people where in Alaska you live.
I live in Talkeetna, Alaska.
Okay. Which is kind of the jumping off point for the climbers who are going up to Mount McKinley, a.k.a. Denali.
That's correct, and for a lot of tourists come here, we're basically 3 hours north of Anchorage if you drive as slowly as I do.
Well, it never took me 3 hours to get there, so I don't know what to tell you. But I do remember pancakes at the Talkeetna Roadhouse.
Yes. The Roadhouse is just known internationally for its great food, and we have several other restaurants.
I'm sold.
And, of course, and 2 different runways and airports, so I've flown in there with my little airplane way back then. So Talkeetna is a great place, but it's actually, I would say, wait until summer to visit, guys.
Yeah, but some people, like snow, like skiing, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly.
I just like
we
living
actually.
here.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Well, look, I appreciate the information on the Browning 380, the 1911. I saw that they had that out. I have not had a chance to shoot it, but it looks intriguing. So thank you for that call. Michelle, 380, 1911, you could size it down. Have you guys had one in the store, do you know?
We have not. Not at all.
I haven't seen one. I don't think I've even put my hands on one.
I can't say that I've had one either. Unfortunately, I guess we need to go to Frank's. We need to take a portable shooting range and
GUNTALK road trip.
a kerosene heater and.
There is a way to handle this. He has a front door.
That's right.
So you could pull the big easy chair up so you could see out the front door. And being in Alaska, nobody's going to get all that upset. And besides, it's almost like a silencer or a suppressor. When you shoot inside, by the time the bullet gets going outside, there's hardly any sound. Nice. It's a whole house suppressor. That's what it is.
Nice.
Yeah. How many insurance agents are listening right now? Why don't you call in?
None. They're all calling.
they're all changing their policies right now. Yeah, we need to add a couple of lines to the policy here.
Must be outdoors.
That's just so wrong. Oh man, let's talk to Tim. He's on line 2, coming out of Central Wyoming. Hey, Tim.
How you doing?
I am good. Where in Wyoming are you?
Well, I'm West Central. Let's call it that. I'm not gonna say exactly where I am, but the state only has about under 3/4 people, so I'm one of them. So I'm in one of the least populated areas of the state. Not a tiny city, but pretty small.
I like it. Because I love Wyoming anyway.
Oh yeah, Wyoming's great. I love it. I'm from California. I was elbow to elbow with people there, and the city I lived in was about 350,000, and compared to half the population of this state. So basically, when I tell people that, they say, "You're crazy. Why'd you move here?" And I say, "Because that was driving me crazy."
Well, because of that, exactly. Well, let's see. I've hunted around Casper. I've hunted around Medicine Bow, 2 or 3 other places, and of course, visited Jackson. But Jackson's not really Wyoming.
No, it's more. I'd say it's more like Colorado, more Denver.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Well, it's cosmopolitan, as they say. So, I came here because first off, gun freedom is a big part of my existence, my life. I'm as I said, California it's crazy as far as firearms go. As far as and I noticed earlier you were talking about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is, I believe in his Second Amendment stance. I believe he's sincere on that. But there are a few things about him that just, they just rub me the wrong way. I don't feel like he's totally sincere about his political position. I think it's more of an ego trip for him. If he doesn't win, it'll be because he decided not to win, or he decided to give up the race to someone else. And I don't think Ted Cruz is the right candidate either. He's smart, but Rand Paul is my choice. But Rand Paul he's low in the numbers. But I don't believe his poll numbers. I believe his poll numbers are suffering because he's not as outspoken as Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the one who's out in front and saying the things that Rand Paul should say. And if he was getting attacked, he might not respond in the same way. He may not respond with an upfront attack, with an upfront response, and that's right. That's what Donald Trump has done. So
absolutely. Well, Trump just sucks the air out of the room. He is a master manipulator of the media, and the media just goes along with it because he's good for their ratings.
Yep.
Right. He's a publicist. He's a self-publicist, if you want to call him that.
Yeah.
He's more of
he's more self-promoter.
He's a self-promoter. I think his entire, and this is the thing another thing that really goes against the grain as far as his supposed wishing to make the country great again, as he likes to say. But the fact that he's friends with good friends with Hillary and Bill Clinton, both of them. The fact of the matter, the way I see this is what I tell a friend of mine in California. I say that I think that Donald Trump is in the race to keep Rand Paul from getting votes. And when he drops out, this is what I say about Donald Trump. When he drops out, he won't go independent. When he drops out of the race, it'll be open for Hillary to be, because her last name, her name recognition. Jeb Bush he's already bombed out. I think that he has no chance, and I don't want him in there anyway in the first place. But none of the people that are in the race, as far as I'm concerned, besides Rand Paul, are worthwhile. He's the only one that I see.
And it's just going to be, we can beat this horse all day long and we're going to end up in exactly the same place. We're not going to know anything. We can just say, this is what I think, this is what I think. I don't know if Trump's Second Amendment credentials are real or not. We may or may not be able to find out at some given point. It's like watching a slow motion train wreck. And look, I appreciate the call, Tim. Thank you for your call, sir. I don't know what's going to happen out there, and sometimes I wonder, what do you guys think? Is it really, should the rest of us even be really concerned about this? Is there anything any of us can do at this point because we've got these caucuses and the primaries in states. If you're not in one of those states, how much of a role do you have to play in this anyway?
Well, it for sure seems like you're left out until we get to, closer, I guess, voting time. It doesn't seem like your voice matters with anything. So until then, I think we just have to collectively sit back and get our intel together and go from there as to how we decide. But in conversations that we have with people, and right now we have a greater opportunity to have those, in talking with certain people, I think it's easy to bring up commentary on the political scene and how we need to move forward. And, people are running scared right now, but running scared isn't going to fix the problem in the future. So we obviously need to change the focus to what are we going to do? Who are you going to choose to lead? And how are you going to go about trying to help change others' minds to see your way or your point of view? Yeah,
I am not calmed by when you say, what's your plan? You say, my plan is to make America great again. Well, how? My plan is to make America great again. Well,
that's pretty specific.
Yeah, you need to.
Okay, fine.
You shouldn't have to go searching for those answers. They should be right there in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like, hey, I'm wonderful. Vote for me. Okay, fine. Great.
Right.
Yeah, well.
Right.
Anyway, so, Jim, you had a story. You want to save that to the backside?
Yeah,
or you want to do that
we'll save it till after this break because the music's ramping up on us.
Okay, yeah, we got caught by it again. Let's do that, and then we'll come back. Jim's got a story about the kind of the aftermath of the shootings and people's reaction to it. I think it's spot on. We'll be right back.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit sigsauer.com today.
Want your next gun purchase to be fast and hassle-free? Well, at galleryofguns.com, you can search through thousands of models from our huge firearms inventory. Find a great offer from a local dealer that includes all fees and taxes. And there's no need to arrange a transfer. Gallery of Guns takes a small deposit on your credit card, and your gun will be at your chosen dealer in as little as 48 hours. Plus, your gun will be covered by our guaranteed lifetime replacement warranty. GalleryofGuns.com. Search, find, buy. It really is just that easy.
All right, we're back with you here, and we've got Jim, we got Michelle, and Michelle, I know if he starts to run on, would you reach over and just kick him in the shins and just, have
Yes, I've got
do what you have to do.
Slapogram.
There you go. There you go. All right, Jim, you had a story about something. I think this is a good one to share.
Yeah, I've got a buddy who I've had for 25 years. He's not anti-gun. He's just kind of neutral. Guns aren't for him, and he teases me back and forth. But push comes to shove, he's more pro than anti. He's recently, about 6 months ago, got involved with a gal who was pretty anti-gun. And bottom line was she was afraid of it. Her father had been pro-gun and had several guns growing up, and she was terrified of them, which I wanted to interject right there. Well, that's probably where we should have intercepted it, but that's water under the bridge. So she was willing to have her mind open up after the San Bernardino issue. And really surprised because I met her a few months ago, and she's one of the last people I would expect to call me for something like this. And she says, hey, I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm way far away from you. I can't come train with you. What do I do? And I said, well, you said the right word, train. So we got hooked up with 2 different gun ranges there in Scottsdale. And said, you want to take lessons. You want to rent a bunch of guns. Don't buy a gun day one. Just don't do it. So she had some follow-up questions. She asked him really intelligent questions. And so I just try to keep it, generic. Just get your hands on one with with several guns with a trainer and see what fits you. And it's all about training. Everybody knows that now. She went about her day, and I got a little follow-up message from her. Said, hey, I made 2 appointments, one at Shooter's World and one at the Scottsdale Gun Club, which are both reputable places. I said, okay, well, you picked some good places there. That's good. Let me know how it goes. So I was expecting to, get a message, hey, thanks, not for me. And I tried it. I'm glad I did, but heck no. She sends me pictures of her targets. This is great. I was shooting this and that, and I think I'm going to buy a Glock 19. And she goes, my dad would be so proud of me. And she's got some other issues that we had to talk about, gun safe, to keep it out of the hands of people that shouldn't have their hands on it. So we're addressing some of that stuff, and she still has not bought yet. She's leaning towards a 19. I said, if you're not going to carry it concealed, that's probably fine, but let's, shoot a few. So that's what she has her heart set on.
Try some different ones.
Right. That's what she has her heart set on now, but only because that was, the first 4 or 5 she tried, that was the one that fit her. So.
Hey, and look, a 19 is a great pistol. So if that's what she wants to get, get it. And the thing is, and you know how it works, that's only going to be the first pistol.
Her first pistol, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So my hat goes off to Claudette. Very good. Good job.
Give her a round of applause.
Takes some nerve to say, okay, I think maybe I've been not only wrong, but I've been vehemently wrong. I want to go find out what I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's pretty gutsy.
Yeah, and in addition to that, she's got some extenuating circumstances I'm not going to go into. So there was some sitting on the fence, and I understand that, and I would have been real surprised if she didn't hesitate based on those. But she made the right call, and she's one of us now. I just love when people send targets. Like, I've got thousands of pictures of targets with the centers punched out, and I love seeing them. Keep on sending them.
It's amazing when somebody tries it for the first time and they realize, yes, it's going to be scary. You have to get past that sweaty palm, armpit situation because it is something serious. But then it becomes like, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. And it becomes...
Did you see that?
It becomes an adrenaline rush and a stress reliever for so many people. And I don't I don't mean that in any other way than the fact that it is very calming. And obviously you're going out and there's so much different mental concentration to have all of those shots on target in a group, whatever you're doing.
That's what I was going to say. The reason it is calming is because you make everything else go away when you're shooting.
Bingo.
Because if you don't concentrate on it, you can't shoot well. And then it becomes very much an individual thing. It's you, the gun, the sights, the target, the trigger, and that's where all your thoughts are. And you really, it's kind of like the world just evaporates away when you're doing your shooting.
Yeah.
And it's a personal challenge.
Right. I mean, when you first go out onto a range, if you're brand new to it, the noise, you're jumpy with everything. But if you have an instructor side by side with you and they're gently talking in your ear, especially with the electronic earmuffs and stuff, they can hear everything. It can be very soothing. And before you realize it, you're paying so much attention to front sight and squeezing the trigger that you've forgotten what the recoil feels like. You've forgotten all the sounds that are going around you. It's like your own booth, your own personal booth.
Oh, I like that. That's good. Yeah, it's your own booth.
Well, as far as taking all your attention and forcing you to concentrate, sadly, it's the same reason a lot of people use drugs and alcohol is to get away from reality and forget about this stuff. It's a shame that they can't see the benefit that you get from this because you can't be thinking, I got a sink leaking at home and my kid's recitals tomorrow night. All that just gets blown away. I mean, you're focused on...
Gun smoke is my drug of choice.
Go.
Well, and I think the other thing, too, is... people who aren't necessarily athletic in a group setting, you are your own athlete in this field. I mean, you can seek training and you can get a coach, but you are your own performance. And so the reality of what you can do just gives you energy to keep going further and further.
Well, I remember Sue King. She was the head of the Women's Shooting Sports Foundation. And she used to talk about that. And she'd say, there's no reason that women can't compete right against men in shooting. All you have to do is be able to hold up a gun, have that amount of strength, and have the strength to pull a trigger. That's it. Everything else is mental. And you think, you may have been the fat kid who never got chosen for a team or, the slow girl who, couldn't play soccer or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. I'll guarantee you can not only shoot, but you can shoot well.
Amen.
And what a way to put yourself through college.
Oh, right.
Seriously, if I had to start all over again, I'd start shooting at age 8 and and try to get a scholarship that way because they're out there and people don't even know about them.
I know a guy who put himself through college shooting coyotes.
Yeah.
And selling the pelts. I mean, this guy, he was a serious coyote shooter out there. So that's kind of a different way of going, but, you know, who knows?
Same tool.
Yeah, but you can absolutely get a college scholarship in shooting. And the thing is, you could start a youngster out at 5 or 6 shooting, and by the time he or she is 8 or 9, can be doing some serious competition. And at 11 or 12, actually touring and shooting against other juniors. And by 15, can be beating the adults. Because a kid who's been shooting for 10 years and is 15 can beat not just some adults, but actually, in many cases, at least half, if not most of the adults.
Well, and eyesight helps there, too.
Yeah, that's like cheating, isn't it? To have young eyesight.
Here, wear these foggy glasses so we can keep in a level playing field.
Okay, you guys will love this. A friend of mine on the internet post on a forum says, I got a new gun. It says, here's the target, shoots really well, but I'm going to have to adjust the sights. Yeah, right. Low and left. I'm going, it's not the sights.
Snap cap
It goes
therapy.
back to that, trigger control. Squeeze.
Yeah, let's mix a few snap caps in there and see what happens when it goes click. The muzzle will dip low. And I said, you shoot right-handed, don't you? Oh, yeah, how'd you know?
Every time.
Because if you shot left-handed, it would be low and right.
Amazing. We had a person that called in earlier, Tom. You were talking about children's books and conversations. Mm-hmm. And there is an 11-book series. And the first, I think one of the books, I don't know if it's the first one, is Whatever Happened to Penny Candy. The author's name, Eric... Jim's looking at.
No, I know this perfectly. Uncle Eric's series.
Uncle Eric's
by
series.
Mayberry, yes.
Yeah. And, okay, so Uncle Eric's series, written by Mayberry. But it is quite a fascinating, very easy to read series of books that you can introduce your children to. And I think it goes, like the caller said, up through World War II, I believe. So kind of an interesting source and way to be able to get conversation and discussions around.
Yeah, it looks like the website's bluestockingpress.com, and you can get the Uncle Eric and Whatever Happened to Penny Candy, all by Richard J. Mayberry. So the website is bluestockingpress.com. Very interesting.
It's amazing that you knew that just out of your memory, Tom. That's just
I did. I know everything. That's right. They've got a book called Common Sense Business for Kids, Capitalism for Kids. Mm-hmm. This is great. I love them. Hey, I'm a grandparent now. I'm going to be gobbling these things up.
I said, oddly enough, honestly, my mother-in-law has this series, and she's like, you need to read this. Just handed it to me just last weekend. So I said, I have that book. No. And she swears by him because it's just a very simplified version of life, I guess. I'll just put that out there.
Even I could understand it.
We'll have reading time together,
Thank
Jim.
You.
Yes,
Thank you, Michelle.
Now, do they have like a recommended age?
I don't know that they do. They're very easy reads. I mean, it really is. Or if it's something, at least with my kids, I mean, we did a lot of out loud reading and sharing books that way too.
I'm looking at one now. It says personal career and financial security. That's Uncle Eric, but it says age 14 to adult.
Okay. Yeah, I
guess for my
2-year-old,
it's probably not going to work.
Yeah, they probably aren't thinking about their retirement.
But if I get them now, in 2 years, I could read them, is what you're saying.
Maybe.
I'll be ready for it.
Yeah, maybe.
There you go. Get ahead of the curve. Exactly right.
I'm sure it works off of maturity.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't order these for me either.
Maybe your kids could read them to you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Grandpa,
that won't be that much longer. They'll be sitting and reading to me anyway, so it's okay. It's kind of like, let's go help Grandpa out. Yeah. Do I have to? Yeah, you have to. Okay.
Who has to read this time?
Oh, no. Jeez. Then he's going to start telling me those stories again.
Those are great times. I hope those are. I hope those aren't gone.
Nope. Wonderful stuff. Just fun stuff. Well, let's see. What did I learn this week? I I'm packing at the moment because I'm going to be in Oregon tomorrow, and it's supposed to be like cold, like we don't get it down here in Louisiana. So I went out and bought some warm clothes because we're going to be out coyote hunting and shooting long-range stuff, the outdoors all day long for more TV. We're going to visit the Nosler factory, see them making bullets and ammo and rifles. And then we're going to go visit the folks at Cerakote and see how they put all that coating stuff on guns.
Cool.
Do you remember when we had the Cerakote guy on? I did not know this. You don't actually send your guns to Cerakote. We're just going to go up there to see how the process is done. But anybody can become a certified Cerakote applicator.
Correct.
Right.
So
take it
that's kind of cool. So you have somebody in your area. You could just take it over to this person and choose what pattern you want and colors and all that, and then you get your gun treated. That's kind of neat.
Little pricey though, isn't it? A couple $100.
Well, I mean, pricey. Yeah,
it's all relative.
It's a couple $100. It's a couple, and that's it. It's relative. Okay, do I really want my gun to stand out? Do I really want my gun to be protected? Do I want to have something that's different from everybody else out there? Yeah, well, you could go buy a custom gun for $1,500 to $2,500, or for $200, you take the one you have, and all of a sudden it bling. I think it'd be cool to take an AR and have it like done in wild colors to get it away from being a black gun.
Yeah, like clear.
Clear, so you can see through it.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's why I'm on this side of the mic, Tom.
You're ready. Wait a minute. Here, you ready?
Smack! Another slapogram delivered right there.
Yeah, well, workplace violence. That's workplace violence, Michelle.
No, it's not. I'm following orders. The boss told me so.
So you can't blame it on her.
There you go.
I was just following orders.
And he's too far away to kick him in the shin, so...
Oh, okay. We'll do what you can. We got to get you like an airsoft gun so you can whack him across the room.
I think so. That's the perfect tool.
Jim, why do you wear goggles on the radio? I don't understand.
It's a hazardous work environment here. I do like the idea of an airsoft gun that mimics your carry gun for practice, though. It's kind of a neat idea. You can practice drawing and shooting. Put 2 shots on target, then stay on the target. One of the things I see people not doing is come out, draw, and shoot, and then they just kind of come unplugged at that point. And you need to stay on the sights after you're through, and just because, as we always train, says, a bad guy can jump up at any time. Just because you shot him doesn't mean he's going to stay shot, or he may have friends.
Just a little extra follow-through.
They say for every shot, it's like if you fire 1 shot, you get 2 sight pictures. If you fire 2 shots, you get 3 sight pictures. The one before the shot, and then there's always one after the shot.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing about airsoft is if you're training with it and you make a goof and run out of the house without switching to your proper carry piece, you can always shoot people.
I know where you're going. You're going to shoot them in the eye, right?
Right, just like out in Coos Bay. That's how they do it in Coos Bay, I was told. Oh, my God.
Can you believe that?
And we don't know the guy's background, and I understand the not wanting to kill people. I get that, but I don't get the other part.
But honestly, you seriously would be inviting a gunfight if you pulled out a gun to shoot somebody in the eye with your BB gun.
I know a guy that has his home defense BB gun, and he's a laughing stock of all of us. But I mean, he honestly thinks that'll hurt so bad somebody would say, "Oh, I'm getting the hell out of here."
This is the same guy who took the locks out of the doors and just uses Band-Aids across them. Keep the bad guys out. Yeah, I'm liking this. We don't really want to slow anybody down that much. It would so much inconvenience them.
Yeah, because I'm a cracked out meth head spaz, and I want to kill everybody just to get my next fix. But that BB hurt. I'd better go.
Well, this is so scientifical that we can possibly.
You didn't.
I did. I'm sorry. I went there.
She went there.
Here it comes back.
That's right. All right. That was a self-applied slapogram. There you go.
Save me getting up.
That's right. Oh, my gosh. So that's the thing about all this gear and all,
It's kind of scientifical.
So, just one for the road, There you go.
Can never have too many of those.
No, exactly right. So, I did get some ammo. Have you seen prices going up in the last few days?
No,
Anything
I
going
haven't.
on there?
No, not here.
I haven't either. I thought there was a little bit. I think there was more buying. I heard of more people being in stores, but I haven't really seen prices jumping up. So that's good.
I was at Michelle's store the day after the president's speech, which was veiled gun control, in my opinion, but they were slammed. And you guys have been slammed since. I don't think that's all Christmas holiday shopping either. I think people are just getting more aware and saying, you know what, it's prudent.
Right. And it's the perfect opportunity to introduce somebody the correct way into this by, getting the training and spending some one-on-one time with them on the range. Obviously, only as you're able to do so, but definitely that connection and education, it's so crucial.
Now, when you're in the sales mode and it's Christmas and you can't be giving all the one-on-one time that you would like to in a regular situation, do you suggest classes coming up in January? We've got a ladies' league starting on Mondays or something, or some kind of follow-up thing that you guys can do to nurture that relationship?
I mean, I think you have a pretty good indication as to what our education levels are. But, yeah, we have lots of, anything from a real basic starter all the way up through an experienced shooter that we can still help coach with. But, yeah, I mean, we have events going on constantly that will give them an opportunity to come back and give them better time. But in all honesty, it's kind of like with that shooting time. You lose yourself with that person for that moment.
Yeah.
And while you might be multitasking several people, they're all paying attention to the voice. So it can be, given to one person.
So you're
but
really not
many
ignoring
that
everybody can benefit from if it's handled right.
Exactly.
It's like you've done this before.
Oh, man, a day or two.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I always try to take control of the room. No.
Master manipulator, you.
But, I do think that it's important to not just allow them to walk out of the store with a gun purchase. I mean, like I say, I'll sell you anything that you want, but what I think is appropriate isn't necessarily what you're desiring or what you think you want. So let's spend some time. Let's break it down.
They come in asking for one thing, but if you start asking a few questions, you realize, they're working on not much information.
Yeah,
and this is your chance to help them get the thing that's going to work best.
Qualify it down a little bit, yeah.
Right. And so,
my buddy told me that X was the thing I should have.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They get all these recommendations and you're on Facebook. No, you need this. No, you need that. Well, no, really, you need to take the time and get intimate.
The best gun they make is a...
Yeah. So, if you're not going to buy the other person's shoes, don't buy the other person their gun. I mean, just really let them pick it out.
That.
That's my daughter's scenario, and I think it's applicable. Let them come in. So even, spouses buying for one another or boyfriend, girlfriend, it's like what you're doing is great and noble. Get a gift card.
Yep.
Please bring her back. Yeah. Let us spend some time with her because she's still going to get it. She's still going to get the firearm that that you're after, but it's going to be what she wants.
Right.
And what fits her.
But I still want to get her a Desert Eagle 50, though. I really do.
That's right.
Yeah, because all the holiday food she's eating, she's going to go over the 100-pound mark.
Oh my gosh.
She's going to be able to handle that.
I'm giving it back.
It's like a tennis match over here. Advantage, Cleveland.
Oh, goodness gracious. So you guys have a little Cajun for Christmas?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cajun chow, yeah. We're sharing the Cajun chow this year.
Mm-hmm, a little gumbo.
We've been yearly graced by the generosity of Mr. Gresham.
Yes, we have.
With Cajun food. Normally turducken and sometimes some gumbo and
might be jambalaya.
Right. With his schedule, I'm really surprised he has time to cook all this up, but he does. And
I just slave over a big old iron pot all day long
and a chunk of dry ice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dry ice. Come on, how much fun is dry ice? Is there anybody that doesn't love this stuff?
That was the only letdown I had. I'm like, dry ice, this is great. Gresham gave us this thing. That's cool, but there's dry ice in there, honey. So, I take the box, I open up the cooler, and I pop out the cardboard box expecting to see chunks, and it had evaporated already.
Oh, it's all gone.
Yeah. And I wanted my daughter to play with it and stuff. It would have been cool. But.
Sure. I mean, we all know about putting dry ice in liquid and having it, make the steam and all that. Mm-hmm. But somebody said if you put it like on... Where do they have it? Like in the bottom of the stainless steel sink, and it just starts vibrating and rocking all over the place. These little pieces of dry ice, I guess it's sublimating, sitting there and evaporating. And so it's moving around. So you might try it if you get pieces and put it out on like a hard surface and see if it, becomes like a jumping bean or something.
Well, like those old football games. Remember with the little vibrating motor and the little players?
Oh, gosh, yes. Now we're really old.
Yeah, now we're into Call of Duty. What a shift in technology.
I'm glad you said shift.
Shift.
Okay.
Yes. The capital F in the middle of there.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm off to see how ammo is made, and
Sweet.
We still got a little bit of shopping left to do. With any luck, you'll have a long box or even a little bit skinny flat box under your tree. It's okay to give a gun as a gift, and if somebody has all the guns that they need, which, wait a minute, is that possible?
No. It's impossible.
Oh, okay. But just in case, there's always ammo.
It doesn't have to be long or thin. It can be heavy.
It can be heavy.
Small.
I like it. And as Michelle said earlier, electronic earmuffs got to be one of the best gifts you can give somebody.
Agreed. And good quality shooting glasses, too. Don't go with the chintzy ones. Good quality glasses make all the difference in the world.
I never open my eyes anyway, so it doesn't seem to matter.
Low lefter.
You mean I might hit something?
Yeah, I'm scared of these things. It makes all this noise. If you close your eyes, it makes more better. All right, you guys have a great week.
All right, carry everywhere.
See you, Tom.
Absolutely.
Tell your friends about the Gun Talk After Show, a more informal setting featuring Tom, Michelle, and Jim commenting on topics that are important to you. Available on iTunes and other podcatchers, and the Gun Dealio smartphone app for iPhone and Android.